Welcome to the show.
Let's talk about something actually important.
Let's do that.
Who of you wants to start? The Aboriginal Gap.
Look, we'll just tag team. You know what happened this week?
What?
Old Malky Trumbull,
Makitani.
Yeah.
President Trumbull.
Yeah.
Every year,
What's his actual name?
Malcolm Turnbull,
Okay.
the President of
Clear
Australia. Okay, let me take you back, right? Who remembers 2007?
Yep. First
Remember-
year out of high school.
I remember 2007. I
Remember a little thing called Kevin 07?
Yeah.
Was that when he
No.
gave us $1,000? Because that was the best.
Sure.
I don't remember because I wasn't
Close
in this
enough.
country.
Okay. Well, Kevin Rudd was the Prime Minister in 2007. And in 2008, he came up with this thing called Close the Gap, which is closing the statistical gap between Australians and indigenous Australians, right?
I was definitely thinking about
What were you
Don't
thinking
use the
about?
hand signal.
Why not? So they wanted to
Gap.
close the gap on
Close the
child
gap.
mortality,
Right.
literacy and numeracy, employment outcomes, public sector recruitment, life expectancy, access to childhood, and Year 12 attainment,
So you said
things
all
like
that,
that.
but can you clarify what do you mean by the gap? What is
So
that?
there's a huge distance between, for example, like finishing Year 12.
between
The
who
rates.
and
Between
the rates of indigenous people.
Australians and other Australians.
Okay, good.
all other Australians.
Yes.
Yes.
So if you take every other Australian and then you have indigenous Australians,
Uh-huh.
there's a gap between the statistics
It's
see.
huge.
for all of these ones.
Right.
Yes. It's
Yeah.
very big.
So every year the Prime Minister hands down an annual report on this initiative, Close the Gap. So that's why it was in the news this week, because we're not doing so great. We are not on target.
That's
We're
not
on
good.
target for one of the
Yeah,
goals.
but it was like the weakest one, right?
Yeah. And all the rest, like it's probably not going to
It's
happen.
gotten worse.
So some of our goals were, we want to halve the infant mortality rate
Which is a great
Of
thing
Aboriginals.
to do.
by 2018, which is next year.
Have we halved it?
No, it's not going well. We need to.
Has it gone down?
It's gone down.
That's
Yes. But
That's bad.
No,
No,
we want it
it's
to go
good.
down.
Oh, no, it is good.
We want to halve it.
I thought you meant less infant mortality, so more. Yeah, I don't know.
We
I'm
do-
stuck.
we
I'm
want-
bad at
Exactly.
maths.
Yes, exactly. That's
We want
exactly
that.
what I'm saying.
So, yeah, that's not going well.
Uh-huh.
Literacy and numeracy, we want to halve the gap. We've had a little, it's coming. The gap is slowly shrinking. They've had
So
success.
literacy and numeracy.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Is that the only one where it is closing?
No, I think it's slowly closing. On child mortality, it's also slowly closing.
When did this start?
2008.
So 10 years we want to halve it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
It's very bold.
Some of them have improved. It's just that it's improved for everyone as well. So that gap
Yeah.
hasn't closed, but like it's actually improving for indigenous people. Just
Good point.
not as fast
Just
as it is
generally.
improving for everyone else.
Good point.
so for year 9s,
Some of them
the
have
gap
gotten
is
worse.
closing.
Yeah. Year 9's in that plan.
In-
so now
Uh,
satisfactory.
In numeracy.
Very
Yes,
in
getting
one
one.
thing.
And-
in every other thing at every other grade, they are.
But literacy and numeracy in general in the ACT has gone up.
ACT,
Yeah.
right.
But everywhere else, it's not on track. It's
Oh
not
my
gonna,
gosh.
It's not going to happen.
The cancer rate has gone up by 21%, while it's fallen by 13% for the rest of Australians.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
That sounds terrible.
Which the explanation for that was, because it sounds weird when you say that, it was like, how do they get more cancer than everyone else? But it's because they discover it later.
Uh-huh.
Which
And
like
higher rates of smoking, less education on the risk factors and all that sort of stuff.
I have a theory for everything, but I'll let you finish first.
Alright, Kanye.
That's what people call me.
more like
Kanye.
Kim Ye. That's like a triple joke. 'cause
Whoa.
it's like Kim Ye and then the Kim Jong.
And my last
and then
name's
the Kanye. And then the
Oh my god!
Anyway,
My mind is exploding over that joke.
It's almost as good as sauce. Now, keep
Going, Chris. Keep going. Power through it.
You want to know something else they're not on track to do?
What? Sounds like everything.
Employment outcomes. So they want Indigenous people to be able to get jobs and be working, not being unemployed. It's not going well.
it's gone down from a peak.
It has gone down.
Oh, so that's actually gone worse.
Yeah, it's gone
Yeah.
down to like
It went-
48%.
It
went
got
up
better a
52.
bit to 53,
Right.
and now it's gone down to 48.
So
Yeah.
you could surmise from this, after you've just informed me of this, that whatever they have been doing has actually made it worse so they need to change their tactics pretty drastically. Right?
The Abbott government cut $500 million of funding from a bunch of programs, which obviously didn't help.
Mm.
But there is definitely arguments over all the different programs that they're trying to do about how they're doing them. Because I think the slogan at the moment from Turnbull is that we need to be working with Aboriginals.
Yeah, that was a big part of his speech. He wants to get more people involved in the process, like actual Aboriginal people.
Because the way it was is they're just throwing money at it, right?
Yeah, and then doing things to them, and then it's just not like...
And they're also doing that. That's like another 50 million, I think he said.
There's a 10 times higher chance that an Indigenous child will get taken from their parents.
Jeez.
By the state.
But even just like little picture is... We know a guy who got paid to go to school because he was Aboriginal, and that always like threw me off because I was like, that's got to mess with your mentality of like how you see the world if you're getting paid to go to school. There's just so many things like that. It's like, is that hurting more than it's helping?
You know what? That's a very good point that I've never thought about.
What?
Because if you go to school for free, like you're not going to be as appreciative of it, and maybe you'll be like, oh, whatever. Maybe I'll just won't go to class. It's free anyway. Like maybe it's not helping.
I think the hope is that the school is good enough that if you are turning up, that you're getting something out of it.
Yeah.
That you come out as a better individual than not going.
I have a theory, guys.
Okay.
Okay, first of all, what is it? Mind the gap? Close the gap. Sorry.
Train.
It's not different motto.
City Metro.
But we do have to mind the gap.
Yes, when getting on the train.
And this gap too.
And this gap. Watch it.
I love gaps. Close a gap sounds like such a silly slogan.
Why?
Because, like, you could close a gap by making everybody else worse. Right?
I think it was implicit that wasn't going to be the aim.
Yeah.
I understand that, but what I'm saying
I think that was assumed.
I'm not sure you do.
I guess what I'm saying
Given
is...
what you're saying
I guess what I'm saying is what they should do is have a slogan that focuses on improvement, not make this closer to that. Like, because you're still on the train of comparing.
I think...
Maybe we need to get out of that mentality.
I think
they've given it very strict statistical KPIs so that you can track it.
And
that's the whole point.
The comparison
Otherwise,
is
you can
powerful.
just spin it so that
That's right, but this is where my theory comes in. That wasn't my theory. That was my opinion.
Good.
Here's my theory.
This is also going to be your opinion. You know
this
that,
is my theory.
No,
my hypothesis.
Yep.
Is
that's probably the best word for it.
the reason that the gap isn't closing?
Yep.
Immigration.
So you think the rest of Australia is getting higher too fast?
All these Asians keep coming to our country, right?
And they're just rock solid.
And they're just good at math, and they're good at literature, and they get tutoring.
Literature? Are they?
Not to start with, but later they are. Once they learn the language. Like, they're spending all this time and money
Keep going.
to get better at school, because that's what our culture does. Asians and Indians, really.
Yep.
Right, Jono?
Don't bring me into this.
So maybe the gap's not closing because the other one keeps going up as well, which is going back to my...
kind of what he was saying.
Yeah, going back to my first point, maybe like we should just measure whether there has been an improvement, not
They do that
what the
as well.
gap is. So
They've got you covered, Chen.
That's right,
They're
but-
doing actual research.
overall, it's improving, right?
Don't you think...
For some of them, but for a lot of them it's not.
Well, that's not good.
So don't you think... But don't you think...
We're
if
definitely missing the target.
all of Australia's-
things are getting worse.
all of Australia's quality of life and things like that is improving, don't you think theirs should as well? So it should be closer?
Yeah, definitely. But
He's saying that you can't say it's because the programs aren't working. He's saying if you get someone in who just automatically is going to be better, regardless of what Australian government has done, it'll improve the rate of everyone else too fast. So maybe what you would prefer is just a white Australia versus Aboriginal Australia.
no. Oh, yeah, possibly. You know what? That
You
would
want to take out the Asian factor.
I want to take out the
Asian effect.
the contaminants. Yeah, just we're gonna isolate the situation.
Thanks, Pauline. Go talk to Pauline.
There was one target where the gap was closed, and that was where Aboriginal people have a university degree, the employment rate is the same as
Yes.
non-Aboriginals who have a
That's the
university
same.
degree.
Well done. Malcolm
That
Turnbull.
sounded so
Employment.
sarcastic.
No, that was genuine.
Okay.
I couldn't find anywhere, but they were supposed to, by 2013, be providing access to early childhood education. But I couldn't find if they managed to close that gap or not.
Probably not.
Props not.
It seems like the spin that they were putting on it was that in some local areas it has been working, and they want to now spread that. So take the models in the areas where it has worked and go, let's do that everywhere.
And learn from the indigenous people who know
Yeah.
how to help.
There's a
make it
lot of
work.
stuff happening though at the same time that doesn't help at all.
Yeah.
That makes people feel marginalized for like their whole life.
Right.
That's
What's
help.
the population ratio?
I'm actually not sure how many Aboriginal
I'm
people
not
are
sure.
Is it like half
It'd
and
be like
half, or is it
300,000.
No.
What?
Not even close.
It's like-
half
like-
for Australia.
Maybe
It's like
1%.
very, very
How
little?
many Aboriginal
2%?
people do you know?
I don't know. All right, I don't know.
Maybe
I'm
more
new
like-
to this country.
It's more like 5%.
Been here long enough to know that.
I don't know. I didn't go to school here. All right, so
No,
it's like
it'd be less
heaps
than
of
that.
other
They're like
Australians,
a million, maybe less.
and then very, very few Aboriginals. Right.
Yeah.
Hmm.
There was lots of them when the white people first came.
What happened to them?
Not funny, Chris.
Why are we laughing? Stop.
Jeez.
Guys, Disney's gonna drop
That
us.
was
So
oh, no.
can we summarize and move that one on?
Bad. We're bad.
We're bad.
We suck.
We don't include me on this.
Everyone sucks.
You're-
Yeah, everyone
You-
keeps talking
you
about-
No,
especially,
it's
'cause you
the
raised-
Asians'
Because
fault.
you raised
Remember?
Sorry,
you widened
guys.
the gap.
We are, yeah. We
Widening the gap.
Okay. So
I feel
Australia's-
insulted.
Everyone talks about how crap America is, but we're not better. That's the summary for that.
Summarize.
we're better than America.
Mind the gap.
Debatable.
We are much
Depends
better.
on
The
what-
people are.
Depends on where you measure it. How.
What are you measuring?
Hello.
Okay, next topic.
Keep it to yourself, Jono. Moving on.